Nothing feels better than coming home after a long day with your pet waiting for you by the door. Not to mention the fact that snuggling next to them is a proven antidote for the day's stress. Most pet owners know the joys that come with having a furry companion in their lives, but many of us are unaware of the physical and mental benefits they bring. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and you're watching MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines. We're here to build a healthier future for you. Pets can do more than keep you company. They can decrease stress, improve heart health, and even help children with their emotional and social skills. To help us with today's discussion, let's welcome our guests. With us is Dr. Sixto Carlos. He's a veterinarian and the chief pet happiness expert at Makati Dog and Cat Hospital. Also joining us is Ms. Elena Bantigue. She's an animal welfare advocate and the head of Rescuing and Partners Committee from Caution Project. The pandemic has brought us so much stress as well as anxiety. The emotional support that pets bring is now more important than ever. They can provide real, critical support in the face of all this turmoil. I'll start the discussion with Ms. Elena. With all of this going on around us, how exactly can pets do all this and give us all that support?
Number one, loyalty and love that we can't buy in this time of the pandemic. We are so stressed with just by living. We can't even go out. We can't spend time outdoors. We can't enjoy our relationships with friends and family. That's why we have our pets. That's why our companions are here. Our dogs and cats and whichever animal that we prefer are there to give us that support.
But Miss Elena, how about the long-term benefits of this, of having a pet? Does having a pet actually help reduce things like maybe depression?
When I first rescued a stray animal from our barangay, I was at that lowest point when, as a mother, I have two daughters. I run the household by myself. I pretty much do everything. And at that point, when I was pregnant at that time and another stray comes into our lives, I thought I couldn't do anything more. I thought I couldn't give anything more. But taking her in made me realize that, I have so much more love to give. And that's just one aspect.
Now, a healthy lifestyle also plays an important role in reducing the symptoms of depression, anxiety, as well as stress, which is so abundant in this time nowadays. And caring for a pet can help you make those lifestyle changes. Miss Elena, let's talk about how this can benefit someone. Having a pet, having that routine, being a responsible pet owner, how can these all change the current situation that someone is in?
I actually just got in contact with a friend during this pandemic. We haven't seen each other in a while, and she just messaged me a couple weeks back, and she said, "Elena, thank you for showing me that there's so much more a dog can give," because she has been suffering from depression the past couple of years, and the only thing that really made her really strive to fight for living, fight for her happiness, is by getting herself a dog.
Now we'll go to Dr. Sixto on this one. What are some of the benefits of taking your dog or your pet, for that matter, on walks?
Dogs need exercise so they don't get bored and they don't become destructive. It also teaches them how to become more socialized with other people, because one problem with a lot of owners is they just keep their pets at home. It would be good if they take them out. So again, they're exposed to other people, other dogs, and to other environments.
Okay, so Dr. Sixto, with that in mind, a lot of people, for that matter, sometimes see pets as a tool, maybe a dog as a guard dog, iniiwan sa labas, iniiwan sa cage.
Yes.
Is this detrimental to the health of the pet?
Compared to 20 years ago when I started practicing, a lot of people did not know how to take care of their pets properly. Dati, nasa bahay lang, bantay. Kaya dati, ang common name ng aso was bantay. Ngayon, they're more part of the family, like a person. So, iba na yung attitude natin sa pets ngayon.
How true is the pets being our companion but yet not naman compromising the health of a person? Whenever it comes to the overall health of a person, are there any risks that pet bring to the health of the human?
There's a term we use in veterinary medicine. It's called zoonotic diseases. A lot dogs or pets in general can transmit to us certain diseases. The number one, the worst disease that I can think of is rabies, which is quite common in our country, which is easily preventable with vaccination.
Okay.
And we also have other diseases like, let's say, tapeworm, which is transmitted through swallowing of fleas.
Can pets acquire COVID-19 or nahahawa ba ang mga pets with COVID-19?
Yes, it has been shown they can be. But I think data is lacking if they can be transmitted regularly to humans.
Ms. Elena, do you agree with this? Is having structure part and parcel with being a responsible pet owner?
If your pet is part of your family, when you take care of your family, it's part of your routine. So there's gotta be some structure to that.
What's the overall science behind having pets and being healthy with them?
To tell you the truth, I am diagnosed with a lot of allergies, but I'm a vet. My doctor also has skin asthma. She has a lot of allergies too, but we've been exposed to pets all our lives. Madalas naman, hindi naman ganun kasama eh. One thing then, I attended this immunology seminar. They say that if you're exposed, you get used to the antigen which causes the allergy. So I guess most of the time, pwede naman eh, unless it's real bad. And by the way, you're not actually allergic to the hair or to the dog itself. It's more of the saliva and the dead skin. That's where you're allergic.
Do pet owners seem to be more relaxed and have a better overall health when bringing them to your clinic?
People with pets have lower blood pressure. And I think another thing that was observed is there's more oxytocin release, which is, I guess, it's a relaxing hormone. So pets would make people more relaxed.
Now, coming up, infections and diseases our fur babies can carry. We're your connection to healthcare. You're watching MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and you're watching MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines. We're together in health. Ms. Elena, let's move on to some of the cons of owning a pet, if there are any, because we talked about a lot of the pros of having one.
When I do adoption interviews, when I get adoption applicants, I have so many questions to ask the applicant because I need to know if they are committed and devoted into giving the best life to the rescue. If you are not able to give the necessary vaccines, because it's not just anti-rabies that's actually needed for our pets. There's also the 5-in-1 or the 8-in-1 that comprises a vaccine for a multitude of viruses that can be prevented. Another one would be spaying and neutering, which also costs. Another one would be, having the time to really commit because daily walks are needed. Even proper diet is needed for our pets. So if we really want a well-rounded life, it's not just us that we need to worry about. It's also our pets.
For those who have not yet owned a pet and are thinking about it, could you give us more or less an estimate on what to expect on how much commitment, how much budget ang kailangan kapag meron tayong pet?
Kailangan ng maraming vaccinations, no? Okay, for a puppy, sa start lang, no? More or less, complete vaccination niya up to, let's say, 6 months. That's already almost 5,000 pesos. That's one. Then you have to give anti-flea, anti-tick, anti-heartworm medication. That would cost about 500 a month. And of course, you have dog food, It depends sa quality na gusto mo. It may there are cheaper dog food. Pero the problem is, once you need special diets, that's 5 to 10 times more expensive than the regular dog food.
A lot of people may think that, yung hindi naubos na pagkain sa table will be okay for their pet. Is this a good practice to do?
Actually, no, kasi hindi balanced. They need specific diet. Iba yung nutritional requirements nila. Some people, they like to mix. Kunyari, let's say cat, they give them dog food. For dog, they give them cat food. Magkaiba yun. Ibang nutritional needs nila. Actually, for each pet, iba-iba yan. You really can't mix.
Miss Elena, for those who are busy but still want to own a pet, what's your advice for them? What can you recommend?
Best would be a cat, because a cat, you really don't need to walk them. And you can leave them at home. They feel safer at home. You don't need to bring them out on trips. So I think that's the best option for someone who has a busy lifestyle and who do not have all the time to commit to a pet.
Some dogs can be destructive even if they don't mean to. They can have an occasional accident at home or chew on your favorite shoes or even clothes. Dr. Sixto, how can we manage these destructive behaviors of some pets?
You have to make time to be with them. You have to exercise them, because a lot of the destructive behaviors is caused by boredom. So let's say bored sila. They tend to chew on things, destroy things. And one thing is, do not give them old shoes, old slippers, or socks to chew on. Kasi maya-maya, kakagatin na rin nila yung bago eh. Personally, for me, if you do not have the time, don't get a pet. That is my suggestion.
How can we cope with the grief of a pet loss?
I lost a rescue almost 3 years ago now, and it still pains me. But at the shelter, it's a different story. When we lose a rescue, it's not always easy, but we have each other, me and my other co-volunteers. We have each other to, lean on. We talk about it. We share our good memories with the rescue, and that's pretty much what drives us to do more, to be able to, have the drive and compassion to rescue more of the same strays.
Dr. Sixto, you touched upon this earlier, but what are some of the other common infections that humans can get from pets?
Ringworm, that's one. You can get that from pets. There's another one, it's Bartonella. It's a bacteria.
How about ticks and fleas that are common in dogs? Are these a health risk on humans?
Yes, because they may cause a lot of allergies. They also transmit a lot of diseases, like babesia, a lot of rickettsial diseases, which can also be transmitted to people.
Okay.
And to be bitten by a flea, that's not fun. It's very, very itchy. Makati talaga. And again, I think I mentioned earlier, if you swallow a flea accidentally, you can also get tapeworm. And another thing is you can also get roundworms from dogs and cats. That's why in our practice, every few months, we do take dewormers to make sure we don't have any roundworms.
When we return, we'll talk about how to pick the fur pet for you. Your health is our mission. This is MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and you're watching MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines, where your care always comes first. Before deciding to own and care for a pet, make sure it's the right one for you and your family. It's important to do some research beforehand about the specific needs of that animal you choose. Miss Elena, what questions should we ask ourselves before getting a new pet?
What lifestyle do I have? Am I willing to provide a set amount of money for vettings? What commitment do I have with my time? Am I willing to give daily walks or just weekly. Am I able to get my pet socialized with other dogs? Do I have enough space in my home? Do I have a backyard? Or am I living in a condo? Things like that.
Okay. Now, let's talk about adopting. By adopting a pet from a shelter, you'll not only give a new home to a deserving pet, but you'll also most likely end up saving their lives. Some people may be apprehensive about doing this since most dogs from shelters aren't puppies anymore. Ms. Elena, what are some of the pros and cons of adopting versus shopping for pets?
I can go on. But one thing is for sure, yes, you are saving a life. You are saving a rescue. And when you adopt a rescue, they will give you their life. They will give you their never-ending loyalty, love, and dedication. Con would be yun nga, the commitment that needs to be put in with getting a pet is pretty significant as well.
Dr. Sixto, what are some of the things that our viewers should do to keep their pets healthy?
You have to bring your pet to a veterinarian so he can give preventives, recommend what diet to eat, what diet to take. You should also research on how to take care of your pet. For example, I have a colleague, he's a veterinarian, and he loves snakes and lizards. While I do not recommend the average person to take care of reptiles, you can if you have the knowledge. That also goes for other exotics and wild animals.
But one thing though, there are some studies that say that neutering is beneficial for pets since it helps them live longer as well as prevent some diseases. Dr. Sixto, what's spaying, what's neutering, and is this really beneficial for the pet?
For me, yes. If you get a pet dog or cat, in our practice, we recommend automatically to have your pet neutered. Neutered is spaying, is we remove the reproductive organs of the female, and for castration, we remove the reproductive organs of the male. Mm-hmm. This keeps them from reproducing. One benefit is it keeps the population of dogs and cats down. Statistically, neutered pets live longer, and it keeps them from getting diseases like testicular tumors, pyometra, and mammary tumor. So it is also healthy for the pet itself.
Okay. Dr. Sixto, how often should responsible pet owners bring their pets to a veterinarian for a checkup?
It's once a year, but I think it would be better if you bring your pet to the vet every 6 months.
And before we go, Ms. Elena, do you have any tips or advice for our viewers who are already pet owners and for those who may be thinking about owning a pet?
For those current pet owners, please have them vaccinated, have them spayed and neutered. And for new ones, there are lots of options at the shelter. Please come visit Caution Project.
Very good. And Dr. Sixto, if there were 3 things that our viewers should take from this episode of being responsible pet owners, what should it be?
Having a pet is a luxury. You should have the resources to have a pet. You should have the heart to have a pet. And third is rather adopt dogs or cats than to buy one.
We hope you found our discussion today helpful. Thank you to veterinarian Dr. Sixto Carlos and animal welfare advocate Ms. Elena Bantigue. We want to be your partner for a lifetime of good health. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and this has been MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines.